What's going on YouTube? And I just fought for 10 hours. And I'll have all the gameplay going on in the top right corner while I yap to you about what happened. So boom, pass has opened and we are kind of getting railed back and forth on both sides. As you can see, Earth Camp has the pass and so does Water Camp. Now, is this a bad thing? I actually don't know, because we had the pass at some point and we were getting double rallied and it was brutal and the reports were terrible. Now we are getting fort rallied and I think it's not as bad. Now I fought for around 10 hours and this is my KP at the moment. We're at 963 million KP, which is pretty good. We've gone up around 60 million KP so far. Not terrible at all. Let me show you some of my best reports and best rally / garrison reports as well. This was a field report and not bad. 3.3 million KP. We also got a 3.1 million. This is a little bit of a garrison. Pretty insane. Now, I will say that the rally traded pretty good. As you can see, we took more deads than the rally, but overall, because of the AoE, it kind of evened out. And I mean, what are you going to do? This is our secondary garrison. Here, YSS, this is a mixed garrison against a full infantry rally. So I was killing my archers off in this and it was lovely. I love killing my archers off. We have this garrison from Purple Lotus. This was an amazing garrison. As you can see, we traded way positive. And another 3.5. Oh, this wasn't during the pass. But as you can see, there's a lot of reports, a lot of garrisons, and I think we traded overall pretty well with the march. Now, my strategy was to come back when I was half health, because I believe that Pass 7 is a long game. We'll be fighting Pass 7 for like maybe like 2 weeks. No, it's like a week and a half. So we'll be fighting Pass 7 for like a week and a half, and then we're going to Kingsland. So I'm trying not to get burnt out of speed ups and resources. Now, as you can see, I have dropped a lot, but I will say that my bag is still very healthy. And same with my speed ups, we're still good on speed ups. Now, I did take quite a few deads. If you guys were in the live stream, we are up to 685,000 deads. Now, I don't remember what I started at, but I believe I gained around 400,000 deads so far. And this is the breakdown of the deads, and this is the breakdown of the kingdom deads. We're actually at 150 million on the dot, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, as you can see, our kingdom has taken a ton of deads, and we are actually getting pretty close to halfway to S tier. I believe 35 million is halfway to S tier. Yeah, 7 billion, sorry, total is S tier. So we're getting halfway there, and this will be an extra 5% units returns, which is pretty nice. Now, you might call me crazy, but I think we're doing pretty good for a 1v3. So far, none of the forts have burnt. Now, obviously they have, and they are burning, but none of them have burnt down, and the passes have been open for pretty close to 24 hours by now. Not 24 hours on the dot, but like maybe like 17 hours. So 17 hours of zone 7 fighting, and we have not dropped a fort yet. So I think that's pretty promising. These two are fully repaired, and up there is getting burnt, but it's still over half by a lot. So I think we're doing pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Now, since this is my first Season of Conquest KVK, my first Pass 7, I personally have made a lot of mistakes. And my first mistake was running my Cav March. Now, if you guys know, I have a Cav March, and this is the gear, and it's a Joan Arthur. And this Cav March got absolutely destroyed. It was not even close. And I believe it's because it's running T4, and in such a huge ball fight where you're losing, we lost nearly every ball fight. In such a huge ball fight where you're losing, your March will get destroyed a lot quicker, and I feel like this march is a win more march, not a lose march. So it's good when you're winning, but bad if you're losing. So I just benched it completely. And I was running BQ Luce full T5 the whole time. Now, that did mean I was down to 1 march, and I got 60 million KP with 1 march, which is pretty respectable in my opinion. Obviously, I could have gotten more if I fought more, but I took a break after 10 hours because that's a lot of fighting for me, especially when I'm getting pretty busy. But I feel like that's not terrible. Now, the second mistake was I set up my farm to be a T4 farm filler, and I just realized right now that you can't enter Kingsland unless you have City Hall 25. I did not know that, so you can't enter the Lost Kingdom until you have City Hall 25, which is brutal for my farm because it's only 22. I stopped at 22 and I thought that was completely fine. I don't have to worry about City Hall ever again, and I have 400,000 T4 infantry, and I thought that's a lot. It is a lot, and it would have been nice to put this in a fort or a flag, but then I can't bring it into Kingsland. So my mistake. I'll be fixing that in the future. The next mistake is coalition territory is not alliance territory. I was sitting around right here, and I was sitting on 23 SL's territory, and when they took the pass, I was at risk of getting rallied, so I had to swap alliances. Now, luckily, I did anticipate this and got onto the pass list of 23 SL, so it wasn't bad, but it was still pretty rough, I'm not gonna lie. And as I say that, there's a rally going on to RBT City. What? He's in the middle of our territory. Let me get in on this. Here we go. Otis rallying. Also, as you can see, I did pop my Zenith skin. I do have a 15-day Zenith skin that I just popped, and it'll be able to last for the whole past 7 and Kingsland, so that'll be very, very nice. So this is RBT 09's strongest player with 246 million power and 4.6 billion KP. Let's see what happens. We get a rally set on them, and this is about to be crazy. Alright, here comes the rally. Ooh, Attila Subotai versus, I think he is Konstantin Gorgo? I don't know. We're bringing some cav reinforcements. Oh, it's Cho. Interesting. Wait, did we cancel? Oh my god, we're taking so many deaths. That's a good garrison. If you didn't know, RBT actually has full Iconic 5 Archer gear. So, this is an insane garrison, so I don't blame him. I don't blame him. That is rough to rally. We took a lot of deads, but, I mean, how much was it per person? It couldn't have been that crazy. 20,000, that's not that bad. Well, that was a good try. Now, I quickly want to show you guys the flags. So these flags will show you basically how much KP people have gained over the KVK so far, and boom. We have, oh my lord, we have Naif with 616 million, Maeve 600 million, Pontier 600 million, Baz 510, Otis 470, Wombo 470, Itachi, Ancient Gabe, Lemon, King, and I am there at 85th. I'm actually pretty happy with 85th. 85th is not bad for me. Top flag, it is Happy up there with Player, Yama, Alvarez, Tommy, Queenie, F, Harambe, Ducky, and Itachi. Now, it's kind of weird. I don't see any 09 players up here. I believe they were active for the whole pass opening, but I can't be too sure on that. But as you can see, 1.4 bill down there, 1.2 bill up here. I was fighting down here the whole time. And yeah, those were pretty intense fights, as you can see in the top right, where you can see the action going on. More news on the KVK. Let's check the Artark leaderboard. So for kills, Naif is first. We're actually top 200. Hold on, that's not that bad, guys. That's not bad. Then we have King, Maeve, Wombo, and so on and so forth. This is pretty high, I think. I don't know. How good are these points by past 7? Looking at the death leaderboard, Naif, of course, Purple Lotus, Otis, Queenie, and they've been killing off a lot of troops, especially Naif. He's been swarming everything. He's gained almost 4 billion KP this KVK, maybe even more. Look at the healing, Naif across the board. First place. Bro, he's going crazy. He's going absolutely crazy. That is awesome. Well, let me TP out of this zone and back to safety. And boom, we're back to watching the replay. I want to give a huge shout out to Water Camp for such great fights. Same with Earth and Wind Camp. Honestly, throughout the whole KVK, this KVK has been an absolute blast. And we still have Kingsland to go, if we make it that far, of course. But I do think we can hold the passes for a little bit longer. I guess we'll see what happens. But, hey, I hope you guys have been having fun watching this little series on my first season of Conquest KVK. I've had fun making it, and that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.